What if 2025 could be the year everything changes for you? What if your biggest goals weren't just dreams, but plans in motion? Have you ever wondered why some people seem to crack the code on success while others stay stuck in the same place? What's the real secret behind building unstoppable momentum, leveling up your mindset, and finally becoming the person you've always wanted to be? Could one shift, one decision, set off a chain reaction that transforms your entire life? Give me your next 15 minutes and I'll show you how to change your life. Stay till the end. I'll walk you through every step. Picture this. It's December 31st, 2025. You're sipping your favorite drink, sitting in a cozy space, smiling. Why? Because you did it. You crushed your goals. Your finances are thriving. You're in the best shape of your life. And the people in your life? They lift you up, not drag you down. That dream you've had in your mind, it's now your reality. For me, Mary, that moment didn't come by accident. It came through trial, failure, resilience, strategy, and consistent effort. This is my personal story. I'm going to walk you through everything I did in 2025 that turned things around. Not fluff, not theory, real steps. And at the end of this journey, I'll share the actual steps you can take today to transform your own life in the next 12 months. Let's dive in. 2024 was noisy. And by noisy, I mean chaotic. Notifications, social expectations, social media pressure, unsolicited advice. I felt like I was being pulled in 20 directions. And all that noise? It was drowning out the most important voice. My own. That year, I made a shift. Every morning, I gave myself 30 minutes of uninterrupted time. No phone, no background noise. Just me, a notebook, and honest questions. What do I want? What excites me? What drains me? Am I living for me or someone else? At first, the silence was intimidating, but eventually it became the most powerful space in my life. That silence helped me reconnect with my inner compass. It helped me stop following trends and start following intention. The moment you start listening to your own wisdom, you stop doubting every step you take. Your challenge: give yourself 30 minutes of stillness every day this week. Listen to yourself. Clarity lives there. Once I had clarity, it was time to get focused. When I decided to truly change the direction of my life in 2024, I knew I needed a tangible target. For me, that was achieving $150,000 in sales. It was bold, especially since the previous year I hadn't even crossed the $50,000 mark. But that figure wasn't just about the money. It was about proving to myself that I could focus on one big goal and follow through. The mistake many of us make is spreading our energy too thin. I used to juggle multiple goals: fitness, relationships, side projects, all at once. But progress was always slow, and I was constantly drained. In 2024, I applied laser focus. My target was specific: $150,000 in sales. I calculated the clients I needed, the average sale per client, and how many leads I had to generate per month. It became a game, a numbers game backed by passion. Tony Robbins once said, "Where focus goes, energy flows." That's exactly what happened. The more I focused on that one outcome, the more everything around me started aligning with it. I turned down distractions. I said no to side gigs that didn't support my main goal. I created daily rituals, 2 hours each morning focused solely on lead generation and client outreach. By June, I had hit the $75,000 mark. And by December, I hit $160,000, surpassing even my own stretch goal. The best part? That focus gave me confidence. It bled into my workouts, my relationships, and my creativity. If you're planning for 2025, set one massive, clear goal. Make it measurable. Then build your days around it. While focus gave me direction, mindset was the engine that kept me going. There were days when clients ghosted me, proposals got rejected, and imposter syndrome crept in like a thief in the night. But I learned to catch those thoughts, question them, and replace them with truth. Having a positive mindset doesn't mean ignoring reality or pretending everything is perfect. It means choosing your response and perspective. As Viktor Frankl, a Holocaust survivor and author of Man's Search for Meaning, said, "Everything can be taken from a man but one thing, the last of the human freedoms, to choose one's attitude in any given set of circumstances." Here's what helped me build a resilient, positive mindset. 1. Affirmations and mental rehearsal. Every morning, I stood in front of the mirror and repeated affirmations that resonated with me. I am resourceful and capable of solving any problem. Every setback is a setup for a comeback. This mental training prepared me for the day. Visualization helped too. I often visualized closing big deals and seeing those sales numbers grow. 2. The 5-minute rule, borrowed from Hal Elrod's The Miracle Morning and Mel Robbins' 5-second rule. I practiced not dwelling on negative emotions for more than 5 minutes. Yes, it hurt to lose a deal, but I'd give myself 5 minutes to feel the sting and then move on. This habit rewired my resilience. 3. Growth-oriented self-talk. Instead of saying, "I can't do this," I shifted to, "I haven't figured this out yet." That small tweak empowered me. Carol Dweck, who coined the term growth mindset, said, "Becoming is better than being." When I accepted that I was a work in progress, I gave myself permission to grow without perfection. 4. Filter your input. My content diet. I followed motivational leaders like Les Brown, Marie Forleo, and Ed Mylett. I stopped consuming news that sparked anxiety and focused on books, podcasts, and people that elevated me. 5. Celebrate the small wins. Progress builds confidence. Every week, I wrote down at least 3 wins, no matter how small. One week it was, sent 20 cold emails. Another, got a great testimonial. Over time, these stacked up to proof that I was capable. You know the quote, "We are what we repeatedly do." Excellence, then, is not an act, but a habit. Aristotle. That's the truth I lived every day in 2024. Success didn't come from one big pitch, one viral post, or one massive breakthrough. It came from small daily actions that over time became part of who I was. I started with a habit tracker. Every day I tracked. 2 hours of sales-focused work. 1 workout session, even if just a walk, 10 pages of a personal development book. 1 act of kindness or connection. These might seem simple, but consistency compounds. After 30 days, I had more leads, more energy, and deeper relationships. After 90 days, my momentum was unstoppable. James Clear, author of Atomic Habits, says, "You do not rise to the level of your goals. You fall to the level of your systems." That hit me hard. So I didn't just write goals. I built systems. My morning routine, my evening reflection, my weekly review. And when I fell off track, I forgave myself fast and got back on. The result? I became the kind of person who follows through, who doesn't give up, who finishes what she starts. Jim Rohn once said, "You are the average of the 5 people you spend the most time with." That quote changed everything for me. In early 2024, I realized I was stuck in old environments. My circle was full of kind, well-meaning people, but not growth-minded. They didn't challenge me, push me, or hold me accountable. So I did something hard. I began to shift my environment. I joined a mastermind of ambitious women in business. I started attending local entrepreneur meetups. I even reached out to mentors I admired online. Slowly, I created a circle of people who celebrated my wins, called me out on my excuses, shared opportunities and tools, lived the kind of life I wanted. Being around winners changes you. Their language, their mindset, their standards, it rubs off. One of my mentors told me, "If you want to go fast, go alone. If you want to go far, go together." We need people who believe in us when we doubt ourselves, people who remind us of our goals, people who hold the mirror up and show us who we can become. You don't have to find these people all at once. Start with one person who inspires you. Then keep building. Join a book club. Comment on someone's LinkedIn post. DM a peer and ask to connect. Your environment can either anchor you or elevate you. Choose elevation. It's December 31st, 2025. I'm looking at the person I've become this year. Someone stronger, wiser, more focused, and far more aligned with who I've always wanted to be. And if you're watching this or reading this now, know this. Everything I've shared with you up until this point, every mindset shift, every step I took, every habit I adopted, led me to this moment. And it can lead you there too. So in this final chapter, I want to leave you with something practical and powerful. A detailed breakdown of what I've learned from my personal journey and the exact steps I took that helped me achieve success in 2025. This is not theoretical. These are the real actions that transformed my life this year. 1. I started with radical clarity. I realized early on that the biggest enemy of progress is vagueness. You can't hit a target you can't see. So I got specific, painfully specific, about what I wanted. Instead of saying, I want to make more money, I wrote, I want to earn $150,000 in sales revenue by December 31st, 2025. Instead of saying, I want to be healthier, I wrote, I will weigh 140 pounds, have 20% body fat, and run 5K in under 25 minutes. Specificity gave me direction. I could finally stop drifting and start building. Setting goals is the first step in turning the invisible into the visible. Tony Robbins. 2. I mapped the mission. Once I had the goal, I reverse engineered it. I broke it into quarterly, monthly, and weekly milestones. I asked myself, what needs to happen each month to hit this goal? Then I broke that further down. What actions must I take each week? Each day? For my sales goal, I knew how many clients I had to reach out to. I built a sales funnel. I created value-driven content. I showed up every single week, even when I didn't feel like it. A goal without a plan is just a wish. Antoine de Saint-Exupéry. 3. I took imperfect action. Every single day, the keyword is imperfect, because I've learned that perfection is just procrastination in disguise. There were days when I felt overwhelmed or didn't know the perfect way to do something, but I still took action. I reminded myself that motion creates momentum. Even small steps, posting content, writing one follow-up email, or doing 20 push-ups, compound over time. You don't have to be great to start, but you have to start to be great. Zig Ziglar. 4. I built a system of habits that carried me. Motivation comes and goes, but systems, they stick. Instead of relying on willpower, I built rituals, morning routines, evening reflections, time-blocked work sessions, workout schedules. My system became my safety net. Even on bad days, I could rely on it to keep me on track. We are what we repeatedly do. Excellence, then, is not an act, but a habit. Aristotle 5th. I guarded my environment like my life depended on it. Because in many ways, it did. I stopped spending time with people who drained me or distracted me. I sought mentors. I joined online communities with people chasing similar goals. I followed content that inspired action, not just entertainment. When you change your environment, you change your life. You are the average of the 5 people you spend the most time with. Jim Rohn 6th. I worked on my mindset. Every single day, this was the foundation. Without the right mindset, everything else would have crumbled. I used affirmations. I journaled. I meditated. I confronted my self-doubt and rewired limiting beliefs. I stopped saying, I'm not good at this, and started saying, I'm learning how to get better every day. That shift changed everything. Whether you think you can or you think you can't, you're right. Henry Ford 7. I gave myself permission to evolve. Who I was in January is not who I am in December. And that's the point. I allowed myself to grow. I let go of old identities that no longer served me. I leaned into discomfort because that's where transformation lives. If you're too focused on maintaining an outdated version of yourself, you'll never meet the version you're meant to become. I hope this journey has sparked something in you. You're capable of everything I just described. More even. But only if you start. So here's your next step. Pick one action from this chapter and do it today. Not tomorrow, not next week. Today. Because the future you're dreaming of, it's waiting on the other side of action. Let's make 2025 your breakout year. I believe in you. Now it's time for you to believe in yourself.